All right, cool. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, babe mums and baby dads, welcome to another episode of Take It to the Rim podcast with myself, Rods, aka Get That Cone Out of Here, nigga.
Fuck out, nigga.
Get out. Get out. Oh, I'm so happy. So happy.
Oh, that's not nice, bro.
Right, it is. The game's the game. AKA, they wants to come to the Nets. Come on, man. Come true, boss.
Man had you at the back of that list. No way he wants to go there.
AKA, we recruiting Brown over in the West Side. I'm a mess. I'm a mess, bro. I'm a mess.
I just rooting for two teams.
I'm a mess, man. As you can tell, I am a mess, but it doesn't matter, man. Messes are meant to be made. Everyone messes up sometimes. And I'm here with Mr. Broom, but he's on the wrong side of the broom. He joined me. His sweep.
How am I getting corn? Like, when you got swept on your birthday for the second year in a row, like,
you know what it is.
You got swept by the eventual champs. What's your excuse?
Boy. AKA LA Jules, everybody.
We here.
Now, before we start the episode, I just want you guys just to take a few minutes just to, you're on YouTube right now, you're watching the video, just click like, subscribe, post notifications, and just share the video out, man. You support us, we support you, and the support keeps going. If you're listening to the pod on whatever platform as well, audio wise, follow the pod, share the episode, like it, run it up, all them things there, man. Make sure you comment as well, all those things, yeah. Especially every single topic that we go through, leave your 2 pence, yeah. The more 2 pence you drop, the more pounds we have. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That wasn't a pause, right?
No. Yeah, that's all right. You can get away with that,
just making sure. I'm just making sure.
You're saying some bad things off air, bro. So you guys are glad it's not continued, man.
Well, I'm about to turn up now. Talking about pounding, the Denver Nuggets pounded Miami Heat.
Damn.
It was always gonna happen.
That is filthy.
Is it really a pound though? Did they really get pounded, or was it just like?
Last night they got.
I don't think it's a big. What is it? Like what? 14 points, right?
No, it was
15.
15, yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what it is, right? Nah, that's still bad anyway. But obviously the Denver Nuggets beat the Miami Heat in Game 3, so now they take a 2-1 lead. When I look at this, there's a lot that's happened. So first, gonna give flowers to the Denver Nuggets, especially to Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray. First duo in NBA history to both have a triple-double in the finals. And it's not like it was like 10 to 15, 15 to like 18 points and 10 and 10. They both scored 30 plus. Like, this is serious. What do? Like, you got 60 plus points from your star duo, along with 30 assists between them, and 30 rebounds and 20 assists between them. That is crazy. Like, if you deep it, that's actually crazy. 20 assists between two guys and 31 rebounds. That is, and then I say what, 64, 65 something points. Like, I'm just like, what do you do? Because first of all, the Denver Nuggets adjusted to what Miami Heat were throwing at them in Game 2, because they was trapping Murray a lot in Game 2. I'm talking trap, bando.
I don't want to look like you.
Firm. And obviously they neutralized him to 18 points. And it was a thing where I was like, okay, cool. You threw it at us. All right, thumbs up. Well done. But then Jamal Murray said, yeah, I know these traps are coming. So he's passing it quick, boof, 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 boof. Just bam. And just even like, he's even attracting it even more and trying to take them further out just so he can dish it into the paint to Jokic or Aaron Gordon cut in. or if there's KCP or Michael Porter Jr. in the corners as well, waiting to shoot, it's wraps. It's just long. I mean, it's the best thing that Miami could. No, probably they could. I don't even know what else they can do. Honestly, my brain is rattled. But the Nuggets just literally. It was the thing is in the first half. It was very competitive. You know, I was thinking, okay, this is a good game. It was very competitive, very back and forth. Miami Heat were fighting, so were Denver Nuggets. And then in the third quarter, they just said, all right, cool. Yeah, you had your fun, but it's time to go to sleep now.
You know the emoji where you're sitting down, you lean back, and you sit up.
Fam, you know when you play for you like that, and you're like, all right, cool, let me get this.
Wake up.
Fam. So, I'm very impressed at the Denver Nuggets, like the way they've adjusted to the adjustment, the way they're playing as a team, the way Murray and Jokic are just so in sync. The chemistry is insane, and they're just the team chemistry as well is good as well. It's just obviously it's terrifying because it's like, what do you actually do? They've adjusted to this now. We can't double Jokic because that's the worst thing. You can't double the tallest guy on the court because that's just easy work. He'll just average flipping 35, 20, and 20 if you do that. So I gotta say, big up to the Denver Nuggets, man. It's looking they're just, even when they lost, it was like it was a bucket. Like Jamal Murray, he missed a shot. Literally, he just missed a shot.
That's it.
Other than that, that's the only reason they lost. So I was just like, even when they lost, I'm like, I know it was a loss, but it's like, that ain't gonna happen again. I don't think it's gonna happen again. So yeah, and with Miami, man, Jimmy played well. Bam, I'm gonna give props to Bam because Bam's he's actually turned up this series. Like, I don't know what happened before in the postseason, but this series he's been switched on. But there's things that Miami gotta do, man. Like, Miami need another shot creator. This is where the absence of Tyler Hero is really hitting, because these other undrafted guys, can't lie, they're playing cheeks, bro. Like, Strus.
That's harsh, man. You got to look at what they've done this playoffs, bro. The cast have done bits. Like, Strus turned up against the Bulls in the play-in. You had, obviously, Caleb Martin turn up in numerous games in like the first round series against the Bucks, and then obviously the Knicks and the Celtics. Gabe Vincent's done his thing, even in game 2, countlessly in the series against the Celtics. Duncan Robertson dropped 10 in that final quarter of game 2, and in certain games in the Boston series when he came off the bench, he was effective. I think the role players have actually exceeded expectations, and this is the reason why Miami are where they are. They're exceeding expectations right now with their roster.
But they need to exceed expectations in these games, because this is it.
Yeah, but they're not going to beat the Nuggets, and this is the thing that it takes a mad miracle to do it. But with the team they've got, it's hard, and it's not like the Nuggets are such an offensive juggernaut with like, and when they turned up the notch defensively as well, and they make it hard, like you saw yesterday, they completely said everyone else outside of Bam and Jimmy, you ain't scoring, bro.
Yeah, that's the thing, is that I understand what they've done, but it's the finals now, and you've done a lot to get here. You can't freeze up on me now. Like, Strus in these finals has been cheeks, bro. He's been arse. He's been terrible. And it's like, this is where you're like, okay, cool. I know why you're not a starter now, why you come off the bench, because that's probably where you're going to do most of your work. But it's been bad. I don't think Caleb Martin has been super bad, but obviously he could kind of have them heroic performances, you know, come alive again. But the Strus has been one issue, because I don't know how he's been shooting this series, but I know it's poor. I know it's very, very poor. I know I saw a stat in these finals that he was like, and I don't know, but check how he's been this series, because I know, especially from 3, I just know he's been cheats. I remember I saw something on Twitter and I'm just like, damn. Like, damn. So I'm just disappointed obviously Cameron was all saying, I'm going to just say what Cameron was saying. He was just saying, yeah, the Miami role players are back to normal and this and that. They're, season averages and la la la. I understand that, but all the heroic things you've done to get to where you are, this is where it's got to be, is even more important. Like, it's so important because, bro, there's no point, all that effort, you're right here, and it's like, because if it was a thing where they performed and it was a loss, it's like, okay, it was a game, this is going to be a back and forth sort of series. But other than that, it's been bad, like, because literally, who was it? So yeah, Jimmy, Bam played well. I think someone else as well did, but it's just one of those where this is where obviously you're seeing the role players where, if let's say now obviously Tyler Hero was there, then this is where obviously he would come into play, because you need his shot creating, like you need his scoring.
Yeah, but I still believe
versatility.
I still believe even with Tyler Hero they'll be short, because
I think it'll be a different game. Like, because if you deep it, like obviously game 2, yes, they won just by that amount, but then they still won. They still managed to take a game. Because you have to understand that, obviously we all know it's simple maths, 3 is more than 2. But it's one of the ones where you got to fight fire with fire. Jokic is going to score. Murray is going to score. And then outside of that, you're going to get a balanced effort or a decent contribution from the rest of the guys. This is where you need obviously Jimmy to score, which he is. Bam to score, which he is. And then Hero will keep them in the game, will keep them there. You know what I mean? So, but it was, you got Schuster's stats, like, bro, game 3.
On my head, I do think my head, but bro,
that's what I'm saying. Game 3, what did he get? 3 points.
Yeah.
3. What was he from 3? 0 for 4 or something like that.
1 for 4. In the series, he's shooting 21.7%.
Arse cheeks.
He's made 5 3-point shots in the entire series.
Cheeks. Out of 23 shots? Blood clear.
He's literally shooting 18.5% from the field.
From the field as well.
He's made 5 field goals the entire series.
In 3 games, you've made 5 shots.
And his plus minus, obviously, is minus 12 in game 1, minus 11 in game 3. So yeah, it's not. I think we should,
like literally it's early in game 2 where he scored 4 threes, 40%, right? Yeah, 4 threes, and then after that, just what? So like, bro, what's going on here? What are you doing?
Basically, in game 1 and game 3, he's made 1 shot.
That's brazy.
In 2
we
games.
have to deep 0 points in game 1 of the 0 as a starter.
So he's basically had 3 points.
Are you not revolted?
No, hold on. He's had 3 points in 45 minutes of the NBA Finals. In game 1 and game 3 combined is 4 points.
Trash.
No, sorry, 3 points. Which is mental.
Trash.
Yeah, that you can't excuse at this level. When it's the NBA Finals, you cannot have starters unless he is an outstandingly insane defender.
If he was guarding Murray and keeping Murray to like 15 points or making Murray struggle, that's a difference than he's actually doing something effectively. I mean, he's not scoring, but if he's at least slicing Murray's points in half, cool. But we all know that's not happening. It's not happening. This is the finals. I tell me 0 points in game 1. In game 3, 3 points. 1 field goal. Come on, man. That's trash.
Yeah, that is not
trash. Like, what are your thoughts on this anyway? Like, with obviously was game 3 and just what's been happening.
You know me, I love my stats. I love a lot of in depth, and obviously I'm looking at it 2 ways. And obviously, what you saw, the way Miami managed to trap Murray, so they essentially, and I think Steve Kerr and Draymond Steve Kerr jumped on Draymond's podcast saying that Murray's the head of the snake in terms of the way that getting the points, the buckets, everything.
Yeah. And
Miami did trap him really well. I think he got, what would he get? 18 points in 18 points. And I think end of the day, you're looking at someone in Murray who, as I've said to you before, when I saw him and Mitchell go back and forth in that series in the bubble, I said these two are playoff superstars. There's nothing that I wouldn't be surprised to see these two do in the playoffs, because they went back to back to back to back, dropping between 35 and 50 points every game. So there's nothing that Murray is doing that is surprising, especially with Jokic. However, I need to break down how good they have been together. Like, you're looking at, I think they're the first duo in NBA history to, like you said, score 30-point triple-double and like they're the first duo to have in the same game. That's regular season, playoffs, 30-point triple-double duo is insane. So that's never been seen outside of this in NBA history, regardless.
Crazy.
Then you're coming into the fact that this is the first finals duo that has even hit a triple-double together. And like you said before, it's not even like it's... I'm not really going to say there's such a thing as a meaty triple-double, in it. But it's... Do you know what I mean? There's levels. There's man getting 11, 10, 10. Bro, these men are getting 30, 20, 10, or 35, 10, 10. Like, and then you jump onto Jokic now. He's the first player since Shaq to get 20 and 20 in a finals game. He didn't only get 20 and 20. Man said, I'll get 30. What did he get? 32, 21. I'll even give you 10 rebounds because I'm a generous guy. So I'm not only getting 20-20s, bro, which are rare, which is insane for a center in itself. I'm going to add 10 more points. I'm going to even give you 10 rebounds because I'm a generous guy. And it's like, you're looking at two players that are potentially two of the greatest duo superstars we've ever seen in the NBA finals. Like, only deluded people could come and say this. And this is their first finals. In Shaq and Kobe's first finals, they had, in their first finals, appearance as a duo, they had 53.6 points per game, 21.3 rebounds, and 6.5 assists per game. Here, the comparison.
Them niggas were passing.
Jokic and Murray, 59.3 points per game. That is 6 points per game more. Rebounds per game is 20.7. It's 0.6 rebounds less. Here, this one. 19.3 assists per game. That is 13 more assists than Shaq and Kobe. And we know Shaq's not a passing player. So that most of the passing would have gone through Kobe. But we're talking about
Kobe
even Kobe didn't pass like that.
And after deep, because you said it was 19 assists, and you have to deep as well is 19 assists, and at least 15 of those are free. Bro. And
it's like you said, it's the ways, it's the way they're dishing it out. It's who they're dishing it out, and it's the timing. It's what it leads to. It's not just 2-point field goals. It's threes. It's just brilliant to watch. Like, and I saw I saw them against us, and I said this team are another level. I always knew, like we said it coming into the postseason. You had your doubts in the Nuggets, and you hate saying that. Everything about Jokic, which we'll come into when it's done.
I didn't say not about Jokic.
Yes,
not about Jokic. No, I said I don't care, but you know it is. You see with me, like I was saying that, Devin Knight gonna do nothing. Obviously, with me, my mistake is that I was saying this, and they wasn't fully healthy, meaning Jamal Murray wasn't there. Because the past two postseasons, he hasn't been there. It's just been Jokic, isn't it?
Yeah, and the last time was the conference final,
and they was only able to win one. Well, against the Warriors, I think went to 6, and another game I think went to 5. So it was like, I don't know. But then I should have woken up, because now I have to actually look at their roster, the moves they made in the off season and the trade deadline, because adding Aaron Gordon, nice, and then obviously Michael Porter Jr. was already coming to his own.
That draft alone,
was that, and then
says it all.
In what they've done in the trade deadline and stuff, like even obviously getting Bruce Brown, because Bruce Brown for the Nets, he was good. He was really good. So getting Bruce Brown there, getting Reggie Jackson there, obviously hasn't really played minutes like that, but just even the rookie,
Michael Brown,
that rookie, he's even born out, like the coach that he's come into and how he is like he's just fitting well. Like he just does what he needs to do. His little steals, momentum stuff. And when honestly, even when he goes and like, it may not be a mad flashy dunk, but even when he gets to steal and dunks the ball, you get gassed.
You saw it yesterday what he did.
You just get gassed. Like, we got the steal, boom. I'm just like, yo. And me, I saw that and I was like, yo, okay, cool, let's go. And it wasn't like anything special. We just got the steal, boom, passing lane, went boom, but it was still momentum. So just imagine you being his actual teammate and you're seeing that. You're just getting flipping gassed. So I'm just like looking down the line like, this Nuggets team, the way this front office has structured and put it together, they really, literally, Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic put the two Lego pieces in the center, and they put every single correct piece around. Like, Gordon is such a great player to slot in because he's gonna play hard on defense. Like, he's gonna play defense. He's gonna give the effort. You know, obviously, he's got the physical attributes to do that as well, especially how athletic he is as well. He's there to do that. We all know what KCP is. KCP, that kind of player is on every single championship team. He plays hard on defense. He plays hard on offense. He hits timely shots. Shots where teams might be going on a run, maybe like a little, 6 to 10 points. They'll just be like, okay, let me stop the bleeding. Boom, hit a free. Bam, get it still, pass out, whatever. Or maybe someone gets still transition, whatever. He always hits those timely shots which shifts the momentum and stops the bleeding. And then Michael Porter Jr., this guy, it's just him and the basket. If he touches that ball, the team know and understand. When we pass the ball to MPJ, we're not seeing that ball again. It's going in the net. All we're going to do is ready to get the rebound or celebrating going back down the court. So you've got a sniper there. You've got two players who are going to give their all on defense, and they don't even require much on offense as well. They just if the shot's there, they'll take it. If the cut's there, you're going to see. And the thing is, it's like nothing goes to waste. If someone's open, he'll be found and he'll hit that shot. If someone's cutting, he's going to be found and he's going to make that basket. So it's like they've really put this team to like say essentially, Murray and Jokic, whatever you guys want me to do, we'll do. Like on defense, we got you guys no matter what. Like obviously you do whatever you can do, but we got you guys on defense, the passing lanes, no matter what, we got you help, we're there. And you saw even the shot on LeBron where obviously Aaron Gordon played good defense, and then even though LeBron got the bump and could have made that shot, but then Jamal Murray playing help and getting his hand on the ball, distracted, even though LeBron kind of still, no, he didn't even get a shot off because that slowed the momentum down of it, and then Aaron Gordon was able to block it. Like, just seeing that chemistry and effort alone, because sometimes you may not see someone put the ball, they might play help and they might not, take that risk and boom, hand on the ball, whether it may be a foul or not. Like, they don't take that risk, but Jamal Murray's like, you know what, cool. Even if he was on, that would have been his last foul to get out of the game, he would have still made that same play. So you can see how constructed this team is, and it's serious, like, from top to bottom, serious, that you honestly can't do anything with them. Like, and this is the thing, there's only really and truly, there's only two teams that I would have put against them that would have been good enough to, on defense, to at least, even if it was Jokic mainly scoring but everyone else was like getting suffocated to an extent, only two teams who would have caused a real battle for this Nuggets team. The bottom team, I would have said Clippers, purely because of in terms of the depth, they're just equally as good. And the depth that they have, Clippers are full of good two ways to guard all the wings. Even if Jokic's having his way, they still got how many defenders? They've got how many defenders to throw at? Murray, to throw at Gordon, to throw at KCP, to throw at MPJ. Like, bearing in mind, you will have, obviously, with footy team, you'd have PG and quite like you'd have PG on Murray, you'd have Kawhi with these flipping gigantic hands playing help on Jokic. On like that's a team where in terms of the depth and in terms of positions, cool. But another other team that I think that, you know what, they match very well against this team is the Bucks, because they've got the height to compete against them. They've got the players to play defense from guard, perimeter to interior. But these teams aren't there, and even so, if there was there, it would still be a battle, because the way this Nuggets team is, It is an issue. And that comment that Steve Kerr made, very, very key. And what I've realised, Murray is the head of the snake. Jokic is the foundation of it because he's making everyone function as well as they can. But Murray is the head of the snake where he's the venom. He's causing these attacks that are just like, yo, again, bro, I've got to go past this screen of Jokic. Okay, I've gone that. Now he's doing all this. He's shooting shots off the dribble. Like, I was even seeing a play where how they countered the trap was so nice, where it was very simple. It was just a handoff into a shot straight, and it was like, cool. They've passed the ball to Jokic, and then Murray's just gone like, okay, just walked a bit to the right, knowing that Jokic is going to screen. He didn't even look at him. He didn't look at Jokic at all. And this is how so in sync they are. He didn't look at Jokic. He passed the ball to him, looked away, he didn't care about that. Just looked away, walked away. Boom, cut round, and Jokic was set for the screen.
Set, run back.
And as he was set for the screen, Jokic just threw the ball in the air just where Murray's going to run into it. Boom, run into it. Bam, shot, mate. And it's like, to defend that is so hard because you essentially have to kind of see that happening before where, all right, cool, this screen's going to come, I'm going to hedge hard. And even if Bam even tried to contest shots today, even if Bam hedged very hard, pause, and interrupted, Jokic is running to the basket, and now you're going to have someone who's 6'4", 6'5", trying to stop Jokic in the paint. Pause. But Jokic is a thick guy. You ain't stopping him. He's backing you down. He's going to the paint. Serious pause. But this is serious stuff.
Damn.
I remember one of my friends here said this about Jokic, yeah, and it was such a pause. It was like he said the thicker the better. So he likes. I was like, wait, what?
Hold up, wait a minute.
That's what he said.
What?
But he was saying from time ago, and this when I was writing off nuggets from early, but he was telling me time ago, listen, Jokic is serious. The way he is with his physique, don't let that boy get in shape and be able to move, because the strength that he will have and the way he will move and the way his game is going to be serious. And it's just so perfect because Jokic isn't such a normal center where he's just dominant in the paint and scoring, but no matter where you put him on offense, he's effective. In the post, he will score, find someone on the perimeter, find someone cutting. On the perimeter, he'll find someone cutting, he can take the free, he can there's no, besides, even defensively, he's been stepping up. There's been no crack in his game because, bro, no matter where you have him on the court, he's a threat. It's just a threat. Passing, scoring, inside, mid-range, outside, like just everything. Wing, corner, post, everywhere on the court. So just thinking, that's why Miami have a double him. Like, there's nothing we can do with that guy because if we double him, it's peak. So we have to try and suffocate everyone else. That's the only way I see Miami being able to pull this off is if they manage to suffocate Jamal Murray number one, and then maybe two other starters on there, and then maybe it's just Jokic kind of giving all the effort where it's like he's tiring him out because he has to really do even more than what he's supposed to, innit? So, but this is just looking too mad, man. I don't see a way for Miami to, like, well done for them, getting a game two, unlike certain man couldn't get a game off them. Ryan, what could you do?
I think you've got to look at what Miami have done, and they've done some things well. Like you said, in game two, we saw they trapped, they did the zone really well. But the problem is just as soon as Denver figure it out, like you said about the whole, I saw it countless times yesterday. Like Murray will get the ball, and it's all these blind screens. The ball's in Jokic's hand. He's doing the Steph Curry, running around his own man. His defender's chasing him. Then he'll run around again. So he's ran in front of him. Now he's running behind him, pause. His defender's just chasing him around. And then before you know it, his person that is on Jokic either switches on to Murray because his defender is behind Jokic, and then Jokic drives to the rim. Or his defender that's on Jokic stays on him. Murray's now cut through, has an open lane, and Jokic just finds him anyway. Yeah. So that happens countless and countless of times. And I think what you saw yesterday was, I think the Nuggets didn't even shoot that great. They scored 109 points, and they went 5 of 18 on 3-pointers. So they didn't even have an outstanding game from the 3-point line. The game was really lost on the inside yesterday. Like, the Heat shot 34 of 92 from the field, and 11 of 35 from the 3-point
From
range.
the field, 34 of what? How many?
92.
92 shots. And 32.
34 of 92.
Wow.
And 11 of 35.
Oh, that is a howler.
Head the paint. Head the paint. In the paint. The Nuggets outscored them 60-34.
Oh, my.
And they out-rebounded them by 25, 58-33.
Bro,
but
that is...
Who is the difference in that? Jokic got, 21 by himself?
And then Murray got 10.
So that is...
That already is half the...
That is it. Jokic and Murray...
Wait, how much Miami? How many rebounds?
Miami had total rebounds of 33. So
between Jokic and Murray, that was what, 31.
So basically, Jokic and Murray essentially out-rebounded. Like, they got the same amount of rebounds as the whole Miami Heat team yesterday. So the role plays are just there. It's like, we do our jobs. We don't even need to go crazy. Like, we said it at the beginning of the pod about how the Heat bench needs to go crazy. Like, we said it about the Heat bench needs to go crazy or needs to play at a level that is above their season averages to even have a chance. But the Nuggets don't have to, because they've got these two ridiculous superstars that can just drop triple. They're effective in everything. So we're not just talking about the point scoring where they're dropping 32, 33 points. Jokic dropping 41 in a loss. And Murray's putting all on himself because he hit 18. That's not bad. Do you know what I mean? Game 3 now, you're seeing it's not just the points. It's the assists. It's the rebounds. When you're saying Jokic and Murray had 31 assists, the Heat total assist was 33. They're doing their bits on the boards. These are not just defensive rebounds. They're also offensive rebounds. Yep. This all counts. And we said about Jokic coming into the playoffs about how defensively, like especially when it going into the MVP thing, him and Embiid, like he's not the best defensive center in the league. What we've seen the Nuggets do is, firstly, any bit of like negligence or whatever you will call it around his defensive liabilities, they've completely made it look like, and Jokic has stepped up, that it's not an issue. And secondly, you're seeing him grabbing 20 rebounds. I've seen him grab 25 rebounds in this postseason. Jokic has been cleaning up the boards, bro.
Cleaning. Dinner time.
Literally just nyam boards, bro. And it's like, he's played up against what? In this playoffs, who's he gone up against? Hear me out, yeah? Karl Anthony Towns. Mm-hmm. Rightly so, I would say, if you class him as a centre, he's gone up against him. But even if you don't, he's gone up against Gobert.
Yeah.
This playoffs, Gobert, Towns in the first round, depending on matchups, you'll say probably Gobert. Cool. Is Gobert a top 5 to 10 centre in the league? Everyone would argue. Definitely top 10. Top 5 is da-da-da-da. Cool. That's one. Next round, he faces who? Ayton. Ayton is a centre who's been to the NBA Finals.
He's young, athletic.
He's young, athletic. Again, top 10 centre in the league. You would probably say, because the centre,
make an argument,
because the centre position isn't the strongest in terms of depth.
Yeah.
The top 2 or 3, 2 especially.
But that's supposed to be a nightmare. It's not like he's what, the same height or maybe a bit taller than Jokic.
No, it's not in terms of matchups. It's not
easy.
It's not barbecue. It shouldn't be barbecue chicken, because not all centres would like. Ayton is still regarded as a better centre in the league. Do you know what I'm saying? Cleaned him up, off the boards, everything. Same dominance. Then goes up against AD, who everyone can clearly see is been the best defender in the playoffs this season in terms of the blocks he was averaging, the way he was able to manipulate it, even you saw against Golden State, against smaller guys. AD was relentless on defense this postseason. Yeah? Cleaned him up. Cleaning boards, scoring the same, everything, dominant. He then goes up against Bam, who is, for me, the third best centre in the league. The same thing. Cleaning up boards, cleaning up assists, cleaning up points. It's Embiid's fault he couldn't have got here to be hit, because he would have done the same thing. Yeah. All I'm saying is there's nothing no one can do. And when I've watched basketball for a very long time, you see things occur. It's repetition. And you just see it within different forms or different teams and different people just come and it replicates. Like, I honestly seeing they play a bit and quite a lot like the Mavs. But I think the way the San Antonio Spurs played with Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, and I'm talking about, it's not just because the Mavs did it for one season and they won the chip, but I'm talking about the dominant factor the San Antonio Spurs had, where they will get into NBA finals or at worst conference finals, and it's a shock they're not in the NBA finals. I think this is what you're going to see with the Nuggets. The Nuggets will be there or thereabouts each and every season, barring, I'm talking about conference finals or NBA finals. And if they're not, to me, it's an upset. And that's how the San Antonio Spurs did it, because it's not just the 2 or 3 players they've got. It's the way the team is molded. And the only thing that changes is what? Players turn too good, they'll cut out for more money. That's all that's really going to happen.
You know, that's an interesting comparison with the Spurs, because I'm not saying this Denver Nuggets team is a better version of the Spurs or they're exactly like them, but in terms of the layout, like, they've got a guard who can pass, can score, and like Tony Parker was a problem in these things as well. They've got a big man who's dominant as well, like how Tim Duncan was. And then the cast that they have around them, like it fits. It's like essentially they kind of followed that model, but then just kind of put it in their own way. Like, you know what, we've got a good scoring guard here. We've got 2, 3 guys who can play defense. You will put their bodies on the line. It's very like they've really kind of taken a blueprint from them and put it in their own way. And even these things about rebounds here, what I realize as well is that even obviously the thing is, right, even if you try and box out Jokic, you can box him out, but it has to be from close to the perimeter as possible. Because if you're trying to box him out close to the basket, it's tough, because, like, for example, with AD, when AD was boxing him out, but it was kind of closer to the basket, Jokic will still have a chance to get around, because obviously the wingspan, obviously Jokic is 7 foot, so he's got like a few inches on AD. So it's like, even if the ball just goes slightly just next to AD, sort of just close whatever, he's able to still, even if he taps it up, taps it back where he can then secure it, is a problem. Like, it's very hard to actually stop him, because most of these rebounds, he's just always there in the area. He's always there. So it's very tough, man. Like, obviously, yes, it's cool that Miami got here, but like I said, role players, there's more shots available. You've got to step up. This is all the stuff you've been doing beforehand is where you need to do it now. That 50%, 45 plus shooting team Miami has to come about. Otherwise, they could very easily not win another game.
And let me jump on that, because I know we have timings and everything, but I think it's very important for people to understand that this Miami team can get away with, like, the intensity they play with, especially on defense and hassling people and being able to make it very difficult for teams to score, doing the zone defense as you saw against Boston. There's certain things that Miami team can do, and they've been making their shots. Like, but I feel like when it's the Nuggets, it's almost like you kind of shut down Murray for about 3 to 4 minutes. Jokic is going off, and then if he's not going off, he's making sure someone else is going off, even if it's not Murray. Do you get it? Yeah. So, like, in that spurt, it could be KCP, it could be Bruce Brown, it could be Braun off the bench, it could be Michael Porter Jr., it could be Gordon in the post, like, or in the paint, whatever it might be. Different ways, and then it's just like, cool, Murray and Jokic, we just take it in turns. Boom, 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 boom. And what Miami are trying to do is, when they went in a lower, you saw it yesterday in the third quarter. Yeah, I think the Nuggets outscored them off the top of my head by 15. No, it was a 15-point game going into the fourth, and then it went up to 21. So they outscored them by 9 points in the third quarter. And within that, is all you saw the Nuggets just say, you know what? We're going to step up our defense on Miami, so you are not scoring. Like, in the first half, you saw Caleb Martin get... You remember when he did the the what was it, the dunk or the shot? I can't remember what shot it was, but he looked at J. Cole and it was gassy. He did another one where he looked at what's it, Dwayne Wade, who was on the court side as well. So everything, they had their moments, but it was like Nuggets said, this ain't happening again. No, this ain't happening again. You ain't getting this 8 point burst just like that, where you've hit 2 threes. Yeah, that was it. He hit 2 threes. He's hit 2 threes. He made a decisive cut to the lane, gassing up the crowd. We're not doing this today. That ain't happening again. And I think third quarter, when they shut that down and said, we will play the defense because it's on us. Like, Nuggets know they're the best team. When we step up and we play, they can't do nothing. And I think this is the difference with the Miami Heat team compared to the other rounds. Is Miami Heat could step up their defense against, I got one more point after this, against the other teams and shut down Donovan Mitchell and for the Cavs. No matter what, Cavs? Sorry. Shut down, what's his name? Like Randall, whoever it is for the Knicks. And then shutting down Tatum, as they did a couple games. And then Brown might be going off, but they'll shut him down with the zone defense. And then going back to the first one when it was the Bucks, when shutting down Drew Middleton, when Giannis came back, they had ways to do it. But I think when they step up their defense here, the Nuggets are so gifted, it doesn't really make a difference. And you said it in game 2. Essentially, they were a Jamal Murray make, which he has made shots like that before many times, from that going OT, and then it could easily be looking at a sweep. Do you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, credits them for holding that off and whatever it might be. But that shot had gone in. We're looking at another different series, potentially 0-3 down. And my final point, which annoyingly has just eluded me, yes, was on like Butler and Bam yesterday. As much as they did, like Butler had 28 points, he didn't shoot the best. I mean, he shot 11 for 24, and then Bam had his third great game. He hit 22 points and 17 rebounds. But the difference I think you're seeing in the other series is that, and you said it to Cam, that you felt Butler was not coasting, but he was preserving his energy. And what you're seeing in the finals is Butler, has to give it on the offense side, yeah, and go to it and say, I am going to give my all and say, boom, I'm going to get these points. And what makes it even worse in this series is he has to go with Murray on the defense, bro. And it's draining because in the other series, he didn't have to go against the best players. He didn't have to do both ends. Like, other than that 55 point, whatever it was, that insane game where he went crazy against the Bucks. And like, he's had Himmy Butler moments across this. But I'm saying on both ends where he's had to exert so much energy, he's doing that relentlessly in this series where he's dropping the bucket. And as you saw yesterday, there was moments where it was just them two versus them two. But because the Nuggets are unfortunately the better two in terms of offense and everything and have a better cast, it's easier. Like yesterday, you're seeing it, Murray will hit a bucket. Butler will hit a bucket. Murray's on the other end. He's guarding him. But Murray isn't guarding Butler. Exactly. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, it's crazy because Murray isn't guarding Butler. Yes, you can say Jokic might be guarding Bam, but what makes it crazy is because of the length of Jeff Green and Gordon, they can do switches. Do you get it?
Yeah, Jokic will help.
Like, they could do switches and they can do it on Bam. So what I'm trying to say is, in the other series, Bam and Butler could go against whoever it is and maybe not have to defend their best players. But in this one, their best two offensive players are having to defend Nuggets' best two offensive players. So they're doing it on. So it's draining.
It's tech, yeah. Because even just to finish that point, because that they're doing that, bro. Like, you have Jimmy on Murray and then obviously Bam on Jokic. But then MPJ 6'10", Gordon is 6'8". So who's then guarding MPJ? Caleb Martin 6'5".
Come on.
Shoot over him. And then who's going to be something? And we saw what Aaron Gordon did in game 1 where he was just going off 12 points first quarter.
Oh, come on.
Just going off. So it's techie. And you said as well that Denver Nuggets didn't shoot well from 3, but it was inside. Wasn't it that you said time ago as well that Miami were one of the worst teams defensively in the mid-range area in the 2-point field? This is what's being exposed.
Other than the Hawks, this playoffs.
Other than the Hawks, this is what's being exposed. And the thing is, as well, is that against like the Celtics, they could play a zone.
Yeah.
Because Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, their games wasn't able to transcend beating a zone. Whereas Murray and Jokic, you can, because they are efficient and good shooters and shows the rest of the team. Like with game one, I can say, yes, Miami, they had a lot of good looks. They just missed. But that's the thing, it's a make or miss league. But I say it's tough because it's like you said, either way, with Jokic as well, how he also preserves energy is that on offense, he won't sometimes have to do much where he's just assisting. There's times where he will go and score, he has energy, he'll go and score, then he'll be like, okay, let me rest a bit. Now I'm just going to get in my assist bag. Boom, boom, boom. Murray here, KCP here, MPJ, then everyone else goes off. When he comes back on defense to guard Bam could be on the 3-point line and Jokic can just chill at the free throw line. Because is Bam going to be shooting for that? But whereas when Bam is coming against Jokic, there's a lot of energy is taken out if you're in the paint. Plus, if you're in the perimeter, you know he'll take and make a shot. So it's more where this is where now, like I say, the skill gap is better. Like between those two, Jokic and Murray can both shoot from the free efficiently. When you go to the other side now, Bam ain't shooting from the free. He's just starting to show his mid-range game this series, which has been an issue. And Jokic has said it as well. But then Jimmy Butler is not a strong 3-point shooter. And then this is where I'm just going to channel my inner Cameron right now, where Jimmy Butler's bag, like, because he gets a lot of hard-working, tough buckets, is going to be more draining. He gets a lot of tiring, tough layups, tough mid-ranges, is very, very draining. Like, you go and do that, then you're running back and chasing Murray off screens where he's kind of showing a bit of Steph Curry's snake movement out here, and then he's moving a lot. So it's very tough. And because the energy you're going to exert trying to score inside is very, very techie, where they can make a shot. Like, if I run down, catch, shoot, and I run back, I can still have energy. Whereas if I'm dribbling around, boom, boom, contact, mid-range or tough layup, then I have to run around, then guard is long. Whereas Jokic is calm on defense on Bam as if he's outside the mid-range area. And then Murray's not even, who's Murray guarding? Probably what, Strus who's flipping, he made what what's he doing? you don't have that's a rest. He's not defending.
Bro, he's basically a referee, bro.
Literally, she's a referee. He's a referee who's scoring in halftime. That's what's happening. So it's techie. But to obviously round this up because of
let me drop one thing before we round it up.
Yeah, drop one thing.
Because I know you were saying about Jokic always scoring and assisting, how he saves his energy. Before we move on, in game one, Jokic through 3 quarters scored or assisted on 69 of the Nuggets' 84 points through the first 3 quarters. The Miami Heat had 63 points in total in that same time.
He assisted or scored in
69 of the Nuggets' 84 points in game one through 3 quarters. Scored or assisted. Miami Heat had 63 points in total. So Rodney, as you correctly said, he's not just the scoring. He doesn't need to exert all his energy there. If you can just exert it, dishing it out, then
he can literally run to 3-point line, take a breather, get the ball up here, or your cut, boom.
One hand.
Bro.
And when you're saying it's true, being honest, you play basketball a lot more than I do. That's not draining if you're Jokic. That's saving your energy, no?
Honestly.
You're getting there. Cool, where are you? All right, cool. All right, let's go.
Damn, that's why that energy was energy to get these rebounds, man. But yeah, Pat Riley, just to close off as well, Pat Riley said as well, no rebounds, no rings. So that's something Miami really need to focus on, and they really need to flip that switch to try and get rebounds. But yeah, man, no, it was the series. This is a very enjoyable finals. It has been back and forth so far. So yeah, but talking about Jokic just getting the ball passed out and waving, a certain player got waved.
Yo, that was too smooth.
I've been consistent, you know.
I've been consistent. No, I'll put you on that one still. That was actually hard.
Come on, come on.
That was not needed.
Listen, so Christopher Emmanuel Poole.
Mr.
Injury, Mr. CP3, no rings, CP 0, no rings, no nothing, no wahala yourself out of this franchise. Like, so as most of you can see and hear, I'm a very happy person. Do I hate Chris Paul? No. Does he deserve less? Yes.
What?
Do you know what it is, yeah? Chris Paul pisses me off. Like, he's been pissed off. Like, I understand injuries are part of the game. But every time, Clippers, injury. When it was at the Rockets, they was essentially could have won a ring then, or could have gone to the finals. What happened? Injury. Suns, injury. Like, it's enough. And I don't understand. Like, I understand he helped them get to the finals, and they said, "Yeah, take this bag." Sometimes people, you need to relax. He's older. You don't have to give him a bag. Like, you don't have to. But like I say, so the Suns, obviously they've hired Frank Vogel. Frank Vogel said something which he said that he wants to get Ayton back to he wants to get Ayton to All-Star level, right? Cool. So yeah, he mentioned stuff about Ayton. Didn't say anything about Chris Paul. So that already was like, what's happening here? He's not talking about he's starting point guard. Okay. And then what happens? Son said, yeah, Christopher, this is the last time you're gonna be in this in this franchise, bruv. This is the last time you're gonna be in this team facility, and they waived him. Rightfully so. Like, sorry, yeah, like that. Obviously, bruv, to get waived, you're still getting paid. You still got your P's. It's alright, man. Bust up, man. Retire, whatever. I don't know. One of those two things. But it's like, it was time, man. Because he was he injured for the whole of the series against the Nuggets, or was it against the Clippers?
No, he got injured. I'm pretty sure he got injured in the second round series. So Clippers, and then he missed the Nuggets, like the games within the Nuggets.
Bro, it's like every single time. And the thing is, I can't lie, well done to the Suns, because they had to understand this guy is 38 years old?
He's old.
He's 38 years old, and he's been injured constantly in the postseason. From Rockets to Suns, like, he's been injured. We can't keep him, they can't keep him for another year, because history is going to repeat itself. Like, it's going to repeat itself. Like, it's too much. They had to get rid of him. They had to waive him. And it makes sense because now they got room to bring someone in. I don't know who, but there's a lot of other guards you can bring in that's going to be available, because that's what they need. They also need a playmaker. So, for me, am I happy about this decision from the Suns? Yes, I'm extremely happy, because Devin Booker deserves more. Like, yes, I'm not going to say Chris Paul hasn't helped him in his game in any way, but sorry, man, your time's done. Like, you might just be be a play developer or something. I don't know, man, but maybe it's time to put it to rest. But I want you to give me your thoughts on this Suns decision. Then once you have, then I want to ask a follow-up question with certain things that have been said. So I don't want you to mention about something that has been said, but what are your thoughts purely on this move by the Suns waiving Chris Paul?
I think we spoke about Chris Paul, we spoke about Ayton after the series was done. I think we were in unison that it was possibly the best thing for the Suns to leave Suns and Chris Paul to depart.
Yep.
Mutually, I think this is the best move for both parties. I think you alluded to, it's not the first time Chris Paul has been injured in like a crucial moment for a franchise. And obviously you're looking at it as like with Chris Paul, he is declining. Like, there's no hiding, it's not
that nigga declined.
I'm trying to be generous right now. Like, it's not like a LeBron where you're questioning his decline, you're like, oh, it's the foot injury, it's this, it's that. With Chris Paul, it's very evident.
Yeah.
Like, it's not just the it's not just the way he plays on the court and his knack for defense, and you're seeing players and the stronger point guards, the stronger guards in the league really target him on the defensive end. You're seeing someone that actually isn't contributing that much offensively. Yes, he gives out a lot of assists, whatever it is, but he's not scoring. Like, you're not seeing Chris Paul get a stretch of 5 to 6 games where he's averaging above even 15 to 20 points. You know what I mean? Like, he's not a strong offensive player in the league, and you're looking at, there's a load of guards, that are much better than him in his position, and it's no hiding in that. So for me, when he's commanding that money and the Suns are way over the luxury tax. Even with waiving him, they're still over it. I want to just read out a couple quotes that Paul said after the exit interviews when they left. He said, "I've been in the NBA a lot longer than some people who've been covering it. I remember when the games ended in 85 to 80 scores. I don't talk about it too much, but I know this game just about better than anybody. I put that up against anybody. That's not going to change my knowledge of the game, and I'm going to keep putting in work." I hear that, bro. But you declined. If you've been here since when it's been 85-80, bro, it's time to go, bro.
There's no flipping excuse. Like, yes, you've been in NBA longer than a lot of people have been covering all that stuff, and 85-90, yeah, but the game has flipping changed.
Changed, bro.
Shut up, man. Shut up.
You're not an all-star level player, no.
The game has changed. Now you need to score. Not saying defense is not important, but you need to score. If you're not carrying your weight offensively, yes, you can give assists, and that has to stay at a high number. But you still need to contribute, because if on whatever team they put you, you're going to be one of the top players on the team for some reason. So you have to contribute. You have to. Otherwise, what's the point? What is the actual point?
You're looking at Chris Paul. He's averaging like career lows. Do you know what I mean? It's like his points, his average in his career 17.9.
Mm-hmm.
His average his career low 13.9 last season. Like, we're talking, there's players on benches that averaged more than that last season. And it's not a dig too much at Chris Paul, but it just shows that, listen, there's some guys on benches that are young, fresh. They need that starting, or they kind of warrant a starting place.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying you don't, because you are one of the greatest to play the game. I know people talk about point guard, bruv. This guy's knowledge of the game,
crazy.
You can't question it.
But you got Campaign. He's able to come in and score 30 points. Come on, man.
Like, it's getting to a place whereby, like, there's not really much I can see you doing to improve the situation, especially the money you're commanding. And this is where I think, I don't know if you want to talk about his next move or where I think he goes.
So yeah, let me ask that
Right.
question. So there have been rumours that he's going to the Lakers.
Yeah.
Now, before I say anything about this, what are your thoughts about this?
Now, I'll be brutally honest, innit? If Chris Paul can come to us and he's on very little money, like we're talking no more than 8 million a year, I'll take that, because he's someone that can come in, veteran presence that we had with Rondo. We've had it when we've been to the latter stages of, and we possibly lacked that against the Nuggets. Someone that could, if he was fit, come in, point guard, and kind of just change things up. Because you saw D'Lo do absolutely nothing.
He's at his lowest.
He's at his lowest, literally, do absolutely nothing. And I'm not saying against the Nuggets he would have been the decisive factor. Absolutely not. We still would have lost. We might not have got swept, but what I'm trying to say is moments where he can come in and kind of command that ship. And it's more of about, I look at things like nurturing Reeves, like making sure that we have better decision making outside of LeBron having to just say, I'm going to do it. On a veteran presence. That's it. Like, you have to come in on a veteran presence. On veteran presence is money. I can accept that. If you're coming in trying to command even what D'Lo's asking, nigga, get the fuck out of here. I don't want you near my franchise. Because you're not getting, I don't want to see that kind of money and see you earning that. It's not even a dig. Like you said, you've been waived. You got your P's. Big man, be a veteran.
Yeah, man.
Be a 38 to 39-year-old declining point guard with the bald heads. There's better than, remember them? Every time in the NBA, there's these point guards that are just veterans. They're all bald. Be one of them, nigga. That's what you are, my nigga. Like, do your job, bro. If you're coming to my team, big man, I want to see you starting if man are injured.
I would be, for me, right, if I'm the Lakers, I'm making sure this deal does not happen by all fucking means, bro. There's no way I'm bringing this old youth to my team. Like, there's just no way, no chance. Like LeBron's the oldest player on that team. Keep it as that. Keep it as that. I don't think, number one, do you need him? No. Not saying that. I'm not even going to put those responsibilities on LeBron no more, because I don't think he should have to control the team. He should just score and defend when he can, innit? Do you need him? No. Would the addition be nice if it was a vet minimum? You can't compare with that. But for me, I'm just like, there's no way he's come to this team. We need to sort out what we're going to do here. We've got all these people to bring back. We've got to fill in, like, okay, Schroeder wasn't all bad, but then there was things where he could do better, but I could keep him to come off the bench. That's fine. You got to look at, okay, D'Lo now, I don't know if we want to pay him that. Like, yes, he was decent in some of the series, but then when it mattered, when he needed to, he was consistently bad. And this is not the first time we've seen this. We've seen this as well at the Wolves postseason. We've seen this story we've seen before. So I'm just thinking, nah, man, if there's someone else you can bring in, like, do that. I would go and do that. Because I guarantee, that if with this roster now, I'm not saying this is going to happen and this should not happen at all, and it won't happen at all, but if D'Lo wasn't there, right, and even Westbrook was there, 100% you would have got more contribution. You would have got contribution on rebounding, you would have got contribution defensively, you would have got contribution assist, and he was one prime thing that Ross is good at, attacking the basket, which is what they needed to do. So I am not trying to bring this 0 ring dude in
bag of bones
at all. Like, honestly, if I'm Chris Paul, for me, my next move, I'm trying to make my way to the Bucks. Even if I'm coming off the bench, I'm trying to make my way there, play with them boys there where it will make sense. Other than that,
I got a question.
I don't even know. Go
so my question for you is, if you're in Chris Paul's position, are you going for the bag, knowing your age, knowing that there's teams that can afford to give you the bag that you need because of what you've done in the league, do you know what I'm saying, your name? Or are you going, like you said before, on a vet minimum style to a team where you genuinely believe this is my last chance, I need to get a ring? Like, vet minimum to, I'm saying, I'm clawing at the Nuggets, I'm clawing at the Bucks, I'm clawing at the Heat, I'm clawing at the Lakers. I'm saying, I'll do anything. Give me 1 year. I'll take my bummy, whatever it is, and I want a ring, bro, at any means. Like, or is he saying, nah, bro, I need to get my money. I'm gonna go Houston or someone who's got the cap space to just give him what he wants.
So I said, look, I'm Chris Paul. I've made a lot of money in this league already.
It's his last check, though. You got to remember this. It's his last check.
Yeah, but I remember I've made a lot of money in this league. It's not like my contract was up as well. I got waived, so I've just gotten paid. I've made P's in this league. What's one thing that I really, really want? Do I really want these P's, which I'm still going to make P's anyway if I stop balling today because I still got endorsements. I still got things that I'm doing.
State Farm.
Yeah, exactly. I still got stuff like... So, for me, if I'm Chris Paul, I'm like, I've made P's. I want a flipping ring. Like, I want the ring. So, I'm saying 100% I'm finding whatever team is the best chance for me to go to and do it. Like I say, Nuggets would be a shout if it's off the bench. For example, if you can get there, if you can get to Bucks. Like, I'm looking for where I know for a fact that, even if it's not obviously, because it's not guaranteed, but it's a very high chance. If I'm looking East, I'm saying, okay, 100% Bucks, Celtics, cool. I can look at those two because they, especially if I'm looking to still get a bit
Celtics
of...
less so because of Brogdon, isn't it? It's tacky.
Yeah, but still, Brogdon, we have to see Brogdon's performance as well wasn't
That's
as...
true. You need a pure...
So I'm saying, if it's... I'm looking for a team to get there, 100%. If I'm looking east, I'm looking at Milwaukee Bucks and Celtics straight.
That's it.
Only.
Because the Heat have Lowry, so it don't make sense.
Exactly. The Celtics, I know I can get some minutes because they need a pure point guard to play make. 100%, I can get some minutes. I can help Brogdon as well. I can mentor him. I can do that. I can even help these other guards as well, these other wings, whatever. The Bucks, I can go in there, chill, do my thing, boom, calm. All the kind of nuggets. That's what I'm doing because, bro, unless it's not possible or they say they're not on it, then yeah, go for the bag. But you know, I'm Chris Paul. I know, and he knows. We all know. Everyone knows. He wants a ring. He's addicted to the finals, like he said.
I know, addicted. He's so addicted to it. He's not been back.
I said he got rid of that addiction quick. But it's like, I'm not looking for the bag. I'm looking to win a ring, man. Let me win my ring and then chill. Like, actually, let me win my ring and bust out.
Okay, so if we're going off this topic and this is what we believe he's going to do, and I think that's what he should do, then who is the best fit one if you're to choose one team? And two, should he be comfortable coming off the bench?
One team. Can we want these one? Just straight one team?
One team. Done.
Damn. Best fit. Ooh. If it was to be one team, honestly, one team best fit is the Celtics. That's what I think, just because if those guys cash out 600 mil on Tatum and Brown, I know they need playmaking. Everyone knows my nickname, point guard, all this stuff. Everyone knows I can get assists. Meaning, if I go into that team at the Celtics, I'm handling the ball. He's got a good handle. I'm handling the ball, so the turnovers are going down. Jaylen Brown's turnovers are getting sliced in half at least. Jason Tatum's also turnovers, they're getting sliced down. Marcus Smart turnovers are going sliced down. So the turnovers of the whole team in general is getting cut down. I will definitely get playing time because they're going to need me out there because I don't take a lot of shots. So they can shoot. They can do all the scoring because that's not me anymore. Or if that, just not even that, it's just that I can do that. So taking all that in mind, best team 100% is the Celtics. He will get playing time. He will play the role that he's been playing for the Suns. He can play that out there in Boston. He's got two young guys who can score and defend. Got a team around where you still got another vet in Al Horford who can back you up in whatever. You got young guys. You got a good defender in Robert Williams. The team is set for him, really and truly. So I think that's the best team for him to go to. Now it's about working out the logistics. That's what I'm screaming. Chris Paul Celtics is the best fit. 100%. Yeah, if I had to choose one team, I would say that.
I think I agree with you there, but I think obviously to be advocate, and I think the team it's a toss up really between those two because I think he would be a great fit at Boston. Also, I think the Bucks would be exceptional because I think the Bucks have in Drew Holiday, who is probably the best guard perimeter, just the best defending guard in the league outside of Smart. I think he complements them, and I think the Bucks are such a strong defensive team with Bobby Portis, Brook Lopez, obviously Giannis, and Drew Holiday. They'll protect him on the defensive end, where sometimes like a guard lineup of Drew Holiday and Paul being the two guards, it seems cool. These two are small matchups, but because Drew Holiday is exceptional in the way he like hassles his defensive players on the defensive end, he makes it very difficult to score. Even taller guards find it very difficult to score on him. It would make, like, when people have to switch very quickly, it doesn't make it too much on Chris Paul. And I think the way the Bucks play in comparison to the way the Celtics play, the Celtics, everything's very generated to the ISO ball, as we spoke about in previous episodes, whereby that's not really the best game. I mean, obviously that's what they had in Phoenix with KD and Booker, but I'm talking about for Chris Paul, that's not really the best game because obviously when you're dishing out assists, if you're giving it to an ISO player, when you isolate, you either miss or you score, innit? Like, do you know what I mean? But when you're giving it out, I think to the Bucks, they're a very system team. They're a team that run a lot of plays. They're very system based. So it's something to Giannis. Like, you could see him doing the Lob City reincarnations with Giannis, Lopez, Portis at the rim. And I think it's not just that, it's the way that they're able to just do things to make the team, the other role players that were meant to have contributed against Miami, but they went a bit flat, like Connaughton's, the Ingles, if some of these guys re-sign, the Jay Crowders, obviously some of these guys re-sign, able to just get those, because he's able to find these guys. Like we're saying, these people I've mentioned, off the three alone, he's able to do it. And then you're looking at what he's able to find these guys with the lobs on the inside, the pick and rolls. It works for the Bucks. And I think if he's able to come in on a minimum contract or something very mediocre, where he's coming on a contract of someone that isn't of his quality. Do you know what I mean? Where a player that would just be, getting 6-7 minutes, but he's actually getting triple that, producing triple that. That would help because he still does play winning basketball. As much as people want to put disrespect on his name and call him a con, whatever you want to banter, he's still someone that would produce on a team. Like he'll give you something. Like his career low is 13.9 points. That isn't bad.
You know what? Yeah, but that's one thing I want to just challenge on. That I know you said obviously the Celtics and ISO ball, but they play that because they haven't solved this problem of playmaking.
Yeah, of course, yeah. So
I think with Chris Paul being there, he can implement that system and do well over there. This Bucks fit, as I said, that's like when I was saying those the two teams, Celtics, Bucks, and you know if he was really gonna do a real grimy thing, then go to the Nuggets, innit?
Real grimy.
If you're gonna do a grimy thing. But yeah, that's the issue that the Celtics have. And I think obviously he can solve that, but he can also fit in as well with he can also fit in as well with with these guys. So yeah, but we'll see what Chris Paul does, what his next move is. Now gonna just real quick, we got a few things just to hit at. So two quick small things to talk about. Then we've got one major. So in terms of free agency and going to places, just choosing teams, what's going on, all these things. My boy, my guy, my brother, born 1 month before me, by the way, just putting it out there.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Kyrie, March 23rd. That's my guy, man. I'm telling you.
Wow.
Me and Kyrie like this. Kyrie. Yeah, Kyrie. He's been a bit active. Obviously, he said for people to stop talking about him overseas and all this stuff. But one major thing that he's done is that. Good thing is he wants to stay at the Mavs, which is good because usually when he says he wants to stay there, that means he's gonna go. But he wants to stay at the Mavs, and also he said, "I don't just want to stay, but I want to bring somebody here. I want somebody to come and help me in this situation." This nigga tries to recruit LeBron.
Get the fuck out of here, bro. Get the fuck out. You and your 1 month born brother, bro. Get out of here. I don't want to see it. I don't want to hear it. Leave my goal. Let me say bar, nigga.
Is this a stinker?
It's not happening. Like, obviously, LeBron came out, I might retire. You're not retiring. And you're not leaving the Lakers. This guy he honours his contracts, innit? He's got 1 year left with us.
Yeah.
He'll honour it. And obviously, this time next season is a different conversation. Like, he's a free agent. And obviously, his son is now drafted into the league, innit? So that's what he's planned. But, I mean, in terms of fits, just LeBron and Luka and Kyrie would be lit to watch. Like it's like all-star. However, it's not happening. Take that out of your mind.
So this situation, I got a new rating system it just came to me now. So would you rate this a turnover or would you rate this a bucket?
The reason it would be a serious turnover is because the Mavs don't have anyone already as it is. It's not like they have to sign LeBron in free agency, which already cap space. That's another thing. They have to trade for this guy. There is no way they can trade for LeBron without getting rid of nearly every other half decent role player when there isn't many left on their team to then have 3 players plus nothing else. Like, we're talking bag of raggedy ass bones. Like, we were saying how whack their bloody bench got once. Dorian Finney-Smith left, like some of the players that have been there in the trade to get Kyrie. Now to get LeBron, you're trading whatever you got left, which isn't great.
Yeah,
you're finished. Like, it would be great, yes, to watch 3 on the same court, cool. But outside of that, there's nothing. So it wouldn't work. Like, and it's not gonna happen. So it would be a turnover.
Fair enough. Yeah, I think it would have been lit, obviously, to see them, but that ain't gonna happen, man. LeBron ain't leaving LA. We have to bro. His family's there. His son's going to school. That is just not gonna happen. But you know what? props to Kyrie for being courageous and bold to do that move, because I don't think anyone has actually gone out there and put it out there. So,
quick question, actually,
Yeah.
before we're gonna move on pretty quickly. But with this, we always spoke about how Kyrie obviously left LeBron. This is very known to everyone else.
yeah,
And obviously, I think LeBron tried to obviously get him back to LA a few years ago. But has this shown that, firstly, the relationship is mended or completely mended? And secondly, that everyone was saying about how Kyrie left too early and it was immature. He is now in a place where he realised he should always have stayed with LeBron and so on and so forth.
yeah. So the relationship's 100% mended. The relationship's been mended since Kyrie called LeBron to apologize about how hard it is to lead the team. And I remember when that happened, when
And what team was he with? Was it
was with the Celtics,
Boston?
yeah.
I thought it was,
Because I remember LeBron was like speaking. I remember it was at dinner with Kevin Love as well, and he was like, "Oh, how comes Kyrie's calling me?" And I think from then it was mended, because he not only apologized to LeBron saying, "Listen, I didn't understand what you was going through in terms of keeping this team together and being the leader. Now that I'm doing what you have to do, I understand how hard and frustrating it must be, because obviously he's probably coming into young guys there that are moving like him. He's thinking, bro, relax. Like, do you know who I am? Man's won a ring, everything. Just like I've been one of the coldest skilled guards in the league since day dot. So listen to me. I want a ring. Like, listen to what I'm saying. I know what we have to do to get here. I was next to someone who knew how to get there and was there before. And I think once he said that to himself, he realized, rah, I'm a dickhead. What did I do? So I think, the relationship's been mended from there, and it's all good. And you can tell it's been mended from time when LeBron wanted to bring Kyrie back to LA for time. And 100%, I think, do you know what, yeah? I think there's some regrets of Kyrie obviously leaving LeBron. Like, he's probably like, I know if I stayed with him longer, once this KD and, Steph Curry thing, KD and the Warriors thing kind of fizzled out, we would have been right back there, because they were the only team that could beat us. Meaning they had to have 4 to 5 All-Stars just to beat me and LeBron and the team we've put together. That's serious. They literally had to do that. Like, they had to do that in order to win. And even when all that was happening, when you see the way they were playing defense, Steph Curry had essentially 3 to 4 guys ready to, read his movements and defend him. And then Kevin Durant was on the other wing, opposite side, open. The scorer that he is, and he's just wide open. Easy work. So we were thinking we definitely could have won another ring or 2, and he probably would have ended up in LA with him. When he said, "You know what, I'm going to LA," what are you saying? They probably would have both been there 100%.
And guess what? He would have definitely won one.
Exactly. Yeah. With 8, and if they still got 80 there, 100%. And then there's also like, I think there's also not regretting in terms of learning to experience. Because if he didn't learn this, he wouldn't have had deep to what he's done and what LeBron went through. And it obviously could have been a bit mad. Because imagine he went to Boston, and obviously, like I always say, that first year with Boston could have been different. Because I think even if it was just Hayward that was injured and Kyrie wasn't, they essentially could have gone to the finals, because they needed another guy to get them over the hump, and that was Kyrie. He knows how to break down that team. So if they did, obviously he was still healthy at Boston and they went to the finals, oh my gosh, that would have put him in a whole nother thing. We're thinking, all right, cool, I've got my team first year and we've got on there, so what are you saying? I knew I could do it. Not saying that he couldn't, but obviously, yeah. And I think there wasn't a regret, because obviously he went with KD, who's his guy too, and he's like, he was on the team with him, so that experience was like, I'm with my bro. And that year that they was together, they had a great solid team. On the way there, front office messed it up, but still got another guy in James Harden. Could have gone to the finals, but injury. So it's like there's some regrets, but there's also like, I got to still play with my guy and all this stuff.
And
so,
a bit of unfortunate.
And unfortunate, because literally, if it wasn't for literally the injuries, or for injuries, toe, landing, whatever, different story we could be having here. But yeah, man, 100%. So yeah, but I don't know what Kyrie is going to do. He's obviously going to have to be at the Mavs and see what's going to happen. We'll go to another sub one quickly. So Damian Lillard was on a call. I don't know if it was a video call, or whatever, with someone. It was an interview, and he was saying if out of the teams, like if like New York, like the Knicks, the Nets, Miami, whatever, all went for you, which one was more likely you would go to? And he straight out said Miami, of course. Bam is his guy. He also mentioned the Nets. Whoop, whoop. He also mentioned the Nets.
Last nigga. You were last nigga.
But he mentioned the Nets after, just because obviously Mikal Bridges is his guy as well.
Yeah.
So with this now, it's like this has opened the door and the window for Miami to push and get Damian Lillard. So, and I think Miami being able to get Damian Lillard to go over there, it will be good, because the way their culture is, the conditioning, the hard work, he's about that. The grind, he's about that. He can work well with Jimmy and Bam, he's about that. Obviously, Hero would definitely have to go if this was to happen. 100%.
Yeah.
Hero would have to go. But yeah, he was hinting at that, so I'm just like, okay, this is good, because then, like, he was also saying they have talent, obviously, to make moves in the NBA re-entry, just like to be nice because it's the Blazers and he's been there forever. But if not, then there's another conversation. And I think he needs to have this conversation and push himself to get to the Heat, So, yeah.
But let me just chime in very quickly, because I know we need to move on. But this is the quote he said.
Yeah.
And it's not about, you've just mentioned about what he said about, obviously, Miami when it was questioned. But I think this is the key thing. He said, I think I've made it clear what my wishes are. I want to have the opportunity to win in Portland, and right now we've got an opportunity asset-wise to build a team that can compete. That would be the number one thing. But if we can't do that, then obviously, I've said for months now, then it's a separate conversation that we would have to have. And then he went on to say that we just need to let things take its course and see where it lands to go from here. But there's no guarantee that I'll be playing in June regardless of the situation. So,
just to kind of top of all that, is like, okay, first of all, the first bit was cap. They do not have the assets to build any, like, no matter what. There's no way and nothing that the Blazers can possibly do in order to build a championship contending team in the West with Clippers, with Lakers, with Nuggets, with Golden State, with Kings. There's absolutely no way. So that was just, okay, let me be nice. That was that. And I think it's more going to be about this separate conversation, because if I'm Lillard, no matter what the Blazers say and what they do, I'm saying, listen, I've been here and I've devoted my whole career here, and I appreciate you guys, but it is time, man. Like, I don't want this to go in a nasty, bad way. I think we should both be able to benefit from this.
Mm-hmm.
And even though my career has kind of been like here and I haven't really done much in terms of accolades and achievements other than Rookie of the Year, but I think I've at least earned enough for you guys to send me where I want to go and to make it happen. You guys are rebuilding. You got a young guys. Like, it's gonna take a while, but you might be able to get there, in it, like, sort of thing. So yeah, if that's what Lillard needs to be doing. He needs to be making sure this separate conversation is being had consistently.
Mm-hmm.
Now, talking about separate conversations.
God damn.
There's been conversations.
Yeah.
With certain film stars.
God damn.
On the TL dropping news left, right, and center. So, what it is now, Zion Williamson. Now I know why it's been taking him so long to come back from injury.
He's got a lot going on, baby. He's got a lot going on.
So, Zion Williamson. So, I mean, he was dating the first film star, right? Whoever it was.
Yeah.
So he was dating this film star, and
Mariah Mills since 2021.
Yeah. So he was dating her.
She's great, by the way.
Oh yeah. Then he decided to also impregnate another film star, and I'm just like,
Akima.
What is going on with this man? Like, what is going on? Because what I don't understand is, like, first of all, I don't wanna say anything mad, but if that's his preference or that's what he's liked, then cool, each to their own. But if these people have a career in a certain industry, I'm not saying they don't deserve happiness and don't deserve to live a normal life and have kids and all this stuff. But brother, we have to understand, like, and there's a serious conversation to also have here, which I'm going to get into, but Zion, what's going on?
What is going on, bro?
What is actually going on? Like, you're barely playing games, you're always injured, you're fluctuating with physique and all this stuff and conditioning, all these things there. But that don't stop you training in the sheets. It doesn't stop you from getting busy in the sheets, but you can't go on that court and build stamina. I don't understand what is going on. And then this announcement of him having a child with is it Akina or Akima? Akina, Aki something, innit? Aki and Saltfish, whatever.
Yeah, get me.
So he was going to move this Mariah Mills woman to New Orleans, and they was gonna keep dating, whatever. So in the same week he says that to her, he's now posting all happy congratulations with another film star having a kid. And Mariah Mills was going off. She was how old is she? 30s. Has to be in the 30s.
I think 30. Yeah, I think 31 or something. But what she was saying,
even the Akima, she must be is she in her 30s as well?
I don't know, bro. There's just too much going on, and to me, like you're saying, it's so messy.
I really hope that this Akima woman isn't. Please, man, don't use this brother. Don't use this brother for.
Yeah, but you know what's gonna happen, man. Like the thing is that these NBA ballers, they're just disappointing me with their off-field decisions.
Before we even get to that, what was Mariah Mills saying? Because
the thing is, there's a lot, but it's quite explicit.
Let's put in
I'll try and
let's say about like two or three, and we'll just bleep out what we need to. Well, actually, this part is explicit anyway, so
it's true.
Yeah, man.
You can say what you want, man, nigga.
So
she said, "Better pray I'm not pregnant too because I'm definitely late." Williamson. She added him.
Hey!
That's number one.
Late, you better be on time.
Better be on time.
My gosh.
Unlike Zion's injuries. And then she said, I was with you last week in New Orleans and you couldn't tell me you had a random thought pregnant after all I've done for you. At Zion Williamson again. This is where it gets peak. I let you fuck me so many times without condom, and this is what you do to me. And this is what you do me, a hood rat. That's what a hood rat does, whatever she's saying. This bitch can't type. And then we go on saying, you're putting my life in danger, fucking all these hoes raw. I let you spit in my mouth last week when we fucked. You could have told me you had another whore pregnant. How was that going to work? Moving both of us to New Orleans, you think I would have found out? At Zion Williamson.
So she mentioned all that stuff without protection and everything. I'm assuming in her career there's been some sort of protection then, because if she's really saying that in terms of what she's doing, then I don't know in it.
She's a film star, so
I don't know in it. But I'm just like, fam. So Zion's been selling dreams to this woman, and it seems like she's actually been down with him, and right, I don't know, because for you to be upset and to go on Twitter and to say all these things is a mazzoline.
It's Akima, Aki and Saltfish's response.
What did she say?
She said, she sent the tweet saying, happy hoes ain't hating and hating hoes ain't happy.
Jeez.
Oh and with the hair flick emoji.
Yeah, the thing there.
You know what I'm saying? That's ridiculous.
Zion is messy.
How many games did he play last season?
Not enough.
No. Give me an estimated guess on what you believe he played.
26.
29.
Oh my lord.
Out of how many is there in the NBA?
82. Not even 50%.
Not even that. And he's on a rookie max extension deal worth.
He better go work now, because the money for the thing is, if they're together, then it should be fine. I don't think there's not going to be no. There shouldn't be nothing to do with child support if they're together. That's number one, because if there's clear, then that's the whole next thing, innit? But if he's gonna be there for the youth and whatever, cool. I whatever these man want to do in their life share is like, okay, cool. This is what you want to do in your personal lives. Do what you got. At least be on the court and be a star. Be the star that you're supposed to be. But this is where, and we'll keep this. Okay, cool. We've got about 5 minutes left. So this is where I'm a bit like, on one hand, I'm like, okay, these guys can obviously do what they want. Like, we can't control what they can do what they want. Like, if it's their choice, they've grown enough people to make their own decisions. But there's a pandemic in young basketball players falling into this kind of trap or going through these kind of scenarios. This one might be different where they're actually together, they're happy and things change. Cool. If that happens, great, wonderful. But a lot of players, a lot of them are, these things are happening. Like, we have to deep. There's a lot of older women preying on these young NBA stars and throwing themselves out there where they're like, when they come to the league, they're what, 19, 20. These women, because how old is Zion? 20? How old is Jar? Jar's like 21 or 22, something like that.
Let me get their ages. I'll come back.
Yeah, let me get Zion's. What's Zion's age?
So Zion Williamson is 22 years old.
So he's 22 years old, and they've been together since apparently 2021, is it? So that was, we'll say, 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Bro, the guy was 20 years old. He just came out of being a teenager. And how old is this Mara Mills chick?
I know, I did read 31 somewhere. So
must be in her 30s.
Oh, yeah, because it's, oh god damn, oh no. I typed in her name, I forgot. She's adult content.
Okay, so she's 31.
I think she's 31.
Oh, she's in her 30s anyway, 100 in her 30s. And it's like, okay, I guess when they met, maybe she could have just been in her late 20s and everything. But I'm like, imagine if these, I just want to say just that, imagine if these WNBA ladies, right, come into the league and these, let's say, late 20s, say 30-year-old men was like, you know, boom, pregnant. Well, I mean, in case, because of the whole justice system, there's a whole mishap in it. However, it's a bit of mad. I think these NBA boys there needs to be some sort of, I don't want to say a code of conduct saying you can't date or do whatever with these, because then that's now, you're kind of now shaming and doing the mad things to actual people, because some people can change from what they used to do, you know. However, there's been how many cases where people are in mad situations? PJ Washington, for example. Even LaMelo's brother Jello. Fam, how many of these guys are really going through it? So I just hope that this scenario is not what we've seen. Yeah, so that it's just that these guys in the NBA are making smart decisions. They're being safe, because what Zion's doing is not very safe. That is not safe at all. And these things can easily flip. Easily. So I just hope. But I just know that these young boys need a seminar on, listen, you're now an NBA star. The percentage of women throwing themselves at you is going to increase by 100 plus. They're going to do that because some may actually want to know who you are, but a majority sees you as a cha-ching, checkbook. And all they have to do is have a
fund, bro.
Huh?
Retirement fund.
Fam. And it's like, obviously they'll have to pay just child support till the child's 18, I believe. That's still 18 years of P's. And some of the funding as well is ridiculous, especially your NBA. What the P's you're earning, they will be on a salary just for child support. So I just know that these young boys need to really understand that there's all type of scenarios where they can be thrown at you for what you have, not who you are. So just be careful. I hope the situation is filled with kindness, peace, whatever is really real, is really, you know, them two. Because Zion, like I say, you can do what you want. But again, my issue, you're showing up in the sheets but not in the court. What's going on? You need to get back on the court. Because I promise you,
you were very nice for Rodney. I was looking at you thinking, what part of Rodney is this? What has changed since yesterday? Because this is not the Rodney I know that will be on smoke. What is going on?
Listen,
the real Rodney come out, bro.
I don't understand what is going on and what's happening. But all I know is Zion needs to keep his eyes wide open. Because big man thing, Zion, you might have just got yourself a new healthy bill. Now you got to pay for 18 years. You got to be in the league for 18 years. And you ain't even on the court for 18 games. Yeah, barely. 18 minutes. Yeah, 18,000, whatever. Like, bro, Zion is just, I don't know, man. This guy, he started to piss me off. It's like, what is going on? And if you're out here beating, you should be thin. Right? Like, if you're that active, like,
the pounds should be halved. I just think, look, I'm not gonna beat around the bush. I'm gonna say how it is. Zion Williamson, yeah. Your primary job is an NBA basketball player. You played, what did I say, 29 games last season. If I'm right in saying he missed the entire season before that.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
So you in 2 seasons where you're talking, what, 164 games, if I'm calculating correct, whatever it is. You've played 29. And you're out here in more controversy off the court. Like, Zion, look, we know there's the problems the Pelicans are in right now. Like, B.I. was injured. There's so much going on. And we saw when you were healthy the potential of this team. I said at the beginning of the season, this team could potentially get to the NBA Finals if they are healthy. And when they will fit, they will play in. The Pelicans were up there. They were the number 2 seed. But guess what? You're not. Because you're not there. And it's this.
Was they in the play-ins?
The Pelicans, they just missed out.
Okay.
They just missed out. Remember, it's the Timberwolves. No, they might have been in the play-in and lost.
No, it was Timberwolves. No.
OKC, isn't it? Yes, they just missed out.
Do you know what's mad as well? What's mad is, Zion was actually healthy.
Yeah, I was just even about to say that. Yeah, Zion was healthy.
But it was all about men's, like, he doesn't feel like Zion or whatever.
Remember, he was dunking and people were complaining, why is he dunking?
But he's saying he's injured. But he's like, oh, he's not injured. It's just him feeling like Zion and getting back. Bullcrap, man. Shut up, man. Get on the court.
And this is the problem. Like, man, there's people that sit here and back you, and like some people like us might come and say on the podcast, Zion will give you, do you know what I mean? We'll give you the benefit of a doubt. You've been out for a while. Mentally, sometimes it takes a bit of time, and you want to make sure you're in the right rhythm, the right moment, everything's right. This ain't right. This is fucking wrong, bro. This is horrible. You're getting... I don't like talking about man's business because it's up to them. But too many times, I'm doing this now, bro. What the fuck, bro? Ja Morant, how many weeks ago? Now you... Too many times, these young brothers.
I saw something as well, like Ja Morant's a thug, Zion's a freak, RJ Barrett is meaty. Someone else in that draft as well, dude, it was, I don't know, but fam, what is going on?
Like, I just don't get it, because to me, it's getting to the point now where I'm like, y'all really need to pattern. I don't understand how you're getting entangled with a film star. That's rule number 1. Yeah. Let alone this girl's baiting out all your business on everywhere, Twitter, whatever it is. Like, this is someone that clearly seems to think that you've got a future with her. I don't know what you've been saying to her, but it is all hideous, bro. There is nothing about you and your basketball. Like, we're talking about players that are the greatest. Like, we started the conversation, we started the podcast with Murray, Jokic, we'll talk about Bam, we'll talk about Butler. Do you understand how far away you are from these conversations, bro? Do you understand when I'm talking about Jokic potentially becoming if things go right and he wins chips and that he could be a top 10 player of all time. Do you understand how far away you are from that?
And he's got the potential to.
You have the potential to be one of the greatest players of all time with the amount of points. I think he scored the fastest amount of X points for the amount of games he's played. He's scored the most points. Whatever it is, you've got bare stats in your favour. But what I'm annoyed about is we started this podcast with conversations about greatness, finals, this, that. You're letting yourself down. You're letting your franchise down. You're letting your teammates down. You're letting your coaches down. You're letting the fans that play that every year and strive to improve what New Orleans is. Like, I'm a Saints fan. Like, I understand that city. Do you know what I'm saying? They bloody care, bruv. They went through hurricanes, whatever. So it's a lot behind all of that. You're not just affecting you. And it's all this stuff. You're playing 29 games. It's not like you've played like 70-something games and this has come out. It's still a howler. But you are not playing, bro. The reason, you said it, they missed the playing by a couple games. If you played even half of the season, you're in the playing at minimum. If you play 42 games, surely they win 2 to 3 more, enough to get them in the playing, no?
Yeah.
So that says it all. You are not serious on or off the court, and it's getting ridiculous. Too many times we're allowing you, Zion, this, he's injured. Get the fuck out and sort your life out, bro. It's getting ridiculous. I'm tired of this shit with these young boys in the NBA. Like, we were their age a couple years ago. We weren't this reckless. I know it's different when you got the money and girls are throwing themselves at you, but you gotta make calculated decisions. Bro, that's stupid.
The thing is, it's like, Zion, now you're going to have a youth. Don't shame that youth, bruv. Get back on the court. Because, like I said, whatever you do off the court, like, it's up to you, innit? As long as it doesn't get you in trouble with the law, like certain man, or in trouble where you're now getting suspensions and all these things, do you, bro. End of the day, because I'm sure people say these things anyway all the time. There's vets around as well. He's only at the Houston Rockets, which I expect these things to be happening because obviously them boys are wild. But fam, Zion, all I'm gonna say to this, to round off everything, is if you do not play more than 50% of games next season, big man thing, it should have been you in the position that Lonzo Ball's in. 100%. Because if Lonzo was healthy, he would be there doing what he needs to do, doing his job.
You never wish it on anyone. I'm not trying to even, because that's still,
yeah, I don't want, obviously,
but however, there's
fair,
something in it that I understand where you're coming from, as crazy as it sounds, because it's not, like you said, it's not right. You've got guys out here without half the talent that you possess, without half the image that you came into the NBA with number one pick. You were the guy out of Duke, bro. Everybody knew you. We're talking about the greatest prospect since LeBron. So much. You came into the NBA with millions of pounds in endorsements before you even signed your contract, which is because you're the number one pick, the highest in your draft. You've now signed a rookie supermax deal, and you're out here fucking up the bag, bro. You're fucking up for your, like I said, franchise, your teammates, your coaches, and most importantly, the fans.
Yeah, what's mad is that as always that what was I gonna say? I'm trying to remember. I feel like it just left me as well. Like he's messing up the bag, and it's like, that's it. It's something that we can't touch on now, but next pod I'll need to remind to say it. But I think I can't remember who was saying it now, but it's like, these young guys, they're coming into the league with everything. Like, they're not earning it. Like, it's already given to them.
Yeah, but you can't change that.
Obviously, you can't change that 100%, but it's like, this is also like one of them ones where, because all these things are happening, they're not earning anything. And to a point where it's like, what they've done enough, even if they come into the league and they're average, but they've done enough to earn a certain amount. And obviously, if you've worked hard to grind to be number one pick, I want all the benefits of it, 100%. But something's got to change here with Zion, man. Like, listen, if he was on the court doing your thing. Honestly, it'll just be drama, mess situation, but it is what it is, innit? But the fact that you're not, and
issue.
you're healthy, that's what's pissing me off.
That's the issue, bro.
You literally just let your team go out there and just die on the line like that. Ingram, McCollum, Alvarado, all these guys. Boy, I can't. That team, they need a team meeting. They need to sit down and say, you need to back us, bruv. Back us.
He needs to also bloody strap up and look after himself and like don't get involved with that.
If this is his girl and it's everything like whatever it is, like I say, do what you gotta do. Just don't get put in a mad thing. That's what I say. Don't get put in a mad thing, and we want to see you on the court. If that's the main thing. Like these things, it's been happening so much. I don't even care. But just please, 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 be on the court and play. Don't want to see 29, 30 something. I want to see at least 42. Even then, how young you are and how you should be easily touching 55, 60 games.
Bro, you should be touching 82.
Easy.
At your age, there's no reason not to play the maximum. You're seeing KCPs and all these guys. Yes, they've not missed games. What's your excuse?
Bro, that's how I rate Mikal Bridges, boy. Real Iron Man. Hasn't missed a game, bro. Even played 83 games.
83, bro.
Fam.
That's like 3 times the amount Zion played.
Crazy. But yeah, because now we're at the podcast, we're gonna wrap it up here. So
we're wrapping it up.
Yeah,
we're wrapping it up. You know, everyone does that shit. You know.
So I just want to say, make sure that you follow us on all socials at Take It to Rim Podcast on TikTok, YouTube, Spotify, all them things, all the platforms there, and at Take It to the Pod on Twitter. Instagrams at Take It to Rim Podcast as well. Make sure you follow us all there. Our socials are on there as well. Like, comment, subscribe, share, post notifications, comment as well. Let us know your thoughts. We, put all these topics out. What are your thoughts? Let us know. We'll respond. We ain't bougie, and there's seats in the studio, bro.
Always, baby.
If you want to come in and say your 2-piece, you have a certain suggestion for it, a topic, whatever, you can suggest it. If you want to take a seat and argue, we're here to argue. Everyone is entitled to their own wrong opinion. So, but yeah, other than that, keep rocking with us, keep supporting us, and unlike Zion, well, actually, like Zion,
over and out, baby.
We out.
We out.